Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
Welcome back to the Smoke Session, aka Legislative Roundup.
Actually, I was kind of going over this story here for the Legislative Roundup and thought it was actually pretty cool. Not a whole lot going on, so it's pretty much about the same story, same subject line. Bunch of people trying to reform marijuana and a bunch of Republicans or Democrats trying to say no. So let's jump into this on the national side. Democrats and Republicans differ significantly on marijuana. Over the past couple of weeks, we have learned that for better or worse, the nation will be choosing between Democrat Hillary Clinton or Republican Donald Trump. There's also a third one out there. They're not mentioning him. But one of these three people are going to become our next president, whether we want them or not. I'm still voting for Roseanne Barr. I think she might be nuts, but at least she'd make a good president. Might as well just put an actor in there anyways. They're all the same to me. But both parties, Democrat and Republican, all have a different aspect and approach. The Independent Party, the third party that I was talking about, is 100% for marijuana reform, just so you guys know. But the Democratic Party, I just love how they only go through Democratic Party and Republican Party. Let's not talk about that Independent Party now. Democratic Party's cannabis reform. Because of conflicting federal and state laws concerning marijuana, we encourage the federal government to remove marijuana from the list of Schedule I federal controlled substances and to appropriately regulate it, providing a reasoned pathway for future legislation. We believe that the states should be laboratories of democracy on the issue of marijuana, and those states that want to decriminalize it or provide access to medical marijuana should be able to do so. We support policies that will allow more research on marijuana, as well as reforming our laws to allow legal marijuana businesses to exist without uncertainty. And we recognize our current marijuana laws have had an unacceptable disparate impact in terms of arrest rates for African Americans that far outstrip arrest rates for whites despite similar usage rates. Of course, they have to add in the race thing at the end. Well, it is kind of true, they do actually hit the race thing. But if you hear what the Republicans are saying, Republicans saying, reform marijuana, legalize it, make it accessible. Go Republican. Or no, that was Democrat. Sorry. Democrat. Of course, Hillary Clinton herself has had some negative words to say about marijuana in the past. But of course, we all know how much she changes her mind. The Republican Party has none. However, Donald Trump says he supports marijuana for medicinal purposes 100%, while his selection for Vice President, Indiana Governor Mike Pence, is staunchly opposed. So his vice president is against it, and he's for it, and they have no actual terms or anything on. So basically, Republicans just no comment. Sir, Donald Trump, what do you say about marijuana? No comment. Illinois. Moving on to the states now. Illinois just became the 21st state in the nation to eliminate the criminal penalties associated with marijuana possession. A spokesperson for the office of Governor Bruce Warner said last week that the administration was in the process of reviewing Senate Bill 2228 with the Illinois State Police to make sure anyone involved was on the same page with the newly proposed decriminalization policy. Warner signed the bill into law a few days later. Now anyone caught holding up to 10 grams of marijuana will simply be fined between $100 to $200 with no arrest, no jail time, and the law is effective immediately. That works. I kind of like that. I mean, they're basically doing away with the criminal penalties, but still fining us money. So if I get caught with my 20 sack, I'm still going to have to pay them $100 for it. $120 just for a gram? That sucks. Texas. The topic of marijuana decriminalization is expected to grace the halls of the Texas legislature once the season resumes in 2017. State Representative Joe Moody recently told My Statesman that he plans to introduce a bill next year aimed at doing away with the criminal penalties for minor pot possession. Right now, anyone caught holding up to 2 ounces can be charged with a misdemeanor, which is punishable with 180 days in jail and a maximum fine of $2,000. Moody's goal is to simply make this a ticketed offense. So they're trying to make that $2,000 fine go away. 180 days in jail just for getting caught with a little bit of herb? Ouch, Texas, you're breaking my balls. California. Los Angeles counseling initiatives to use pot taxes for homeless. The concept of helping the homeless problem in Los Angeles using tax dollars generated from the sales of marijuana is no more. County supervisors made the decision last week to cancel an initiative that was projected to raise $130 million per year to build housing projects for the homeless. But there were concerns that proposal was not in the right place at the right time to focus resources into getting it passed. There is a possibility that this issue could come up again in 2017 after the outcome of the AUMA in the upcoming November election. Basically, it's pretty much simple. The cities don't have money. And if you don't have money to just start tossing tax dollars into homeless projects, you don't have money to throw tax dollars into homeless projects. I mean, you got to build up the revenue first. Once the revenues build up, then let's talk about it again. Of course, that tax revenue's coming in pretty quick for California. Just wait till it legalizes. And my last state for today. Last state already. Massachusetts. Recreational marijuana to appear on the ballot. Massachusetts voters will get to decide this November whether the state should legalize marijuana for recreational use. The Secretary of State office announced last week that an initiative supported by the Campaign to Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol has enough signatures to proceed to the ballot. If voters approve, Massachusetts will establish a full legal cannabis trade similar to the one currently underway in Colorado. Awesome. Congratulations, Massachusetts. You guys are moving on up, actually getting stuff done. I mean, how many people can actually say, hey, we're legalizing? Oh, wait a minute. There's quite a few states already legal, huh? Pack me a fresh nug for the sign out here. Pull out this patty again. That thing was actually really nice, and just kind of like this with it. That's my legislative roundup for today. I mean, there's not much going on, like I said. Mostly we're waiting to see exactly what the presidential election is going to bring us. Because that's our tipping point. That's where we're going to be scared. That's where we're going to be, well, is reform going to happen? Is the president going to come up and say, ha ha, April Fools, November Fools? You all thought you were going to have legislative reform and legalization of marijuana, but we got voted in, and now you don't. Who knows? Government can be dicks. So like I always tell you guys, educate before you medicate. You all have a peaceful, positive, and productive day.
Coming at you.